Hey guys, welcome to our first Lorcana deck profile. Today I am bringing you a Hades list. If you don't know, Lorcana is a new card game from Disney that comes out in August, but a lot of the cards have been spoiled and we've been playing them here in the shop and enjoying some of the gameplay. And I want to show you this deck that I've come up with that I really like. So I'm an avid Magic player. I've been playing Magic for years. So the rules are pretty simple if you play Magic. But when I saw this Hades, I was like, this is amazing. So this is a 4-drop Hades that when you play him, returns a creature from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. But this Hades is an 8-drop Hades that says he gets +1 lore for each of your villains. And unlike Magic, instead of dealing damage to your opponent, the goal is to reach 20 lore from 0, and every character has an amount of lore over here that they can give you. So he just stacks lore, and then he has this ability called Shift 6, where you pay 6, and you can place him on top of a Hades. And then they are free to attack, do whatever, because they don't suffer from summoning sickness. Cards in this game, you have to wait for the ink to dry. It's a whole flavorful thing. We'll go over that in a different video, but I wanted to show these off. This is a Amber and Amethyst deck. These have the most villains, so it just makes sense. So we're playing a 1-drop Maleficent that's a 1/1, and that gives you 2 lore. Pretty good, so just a good drop. We have a 2-drop in Yzma. Yzma lets you scry every time you quest with her, so you can filter through your deck, because the whole point is to get this Hades, and once you get this Hades, you usually win the game. It's been that in my experience. Another 2-drop we've got, this is Dr. Facilier. He is a challenger, so when he attacks, he gets +2 attack, which just makes him really good for hitting your opponent's cards out. And then unlike Magic, damage sticks between turns. It stays on characters that get damage counters, kind of like Pokemon. So he's got a 4 defense, makes him kind of hard to get rid of, and we have a little bit of healing in here, which is really cool. We're playing 4 copies of the 3-drop Maleficent that says when you play her, you draw a card. Card advantage is great. We all love it. And she's a 2/2, so decent body. She gets you 1 lore. For our last villain, we are playing 4 copies of the Jafar that is a challenger. He's a 2/5 on his own, so when he's challenged, at least he does damage. But when he's attacking, he's a 5/5, so he can survive some hits and then dish out a good amount of damage. Just a cool character to have. These are all the villains that exist in these 2 colors. So until we get more, this is what we're playing. And I still like this number because you can get a lot on your board, and it makes it really easy to do Hades and tap Hades for a lot. Usually you'll win the game at that point. But to fill out slots, we're playing a couple of non-villains. MVP, Pascal. Pascal is one of the most disgusting cards in this game. He's a 1-drop that says whenever you control another character, he gets evasion, and evasive can only be attacked by evasive. There's not a lot of cards that currently have evasive. There's a Mickey. I think there's a Aladdin. There's not so many. So if your opponent's not playing Pascal, or they don't have direct damage spells that are in steel, you're gonna have a hard time dealing with him. Just for some more mana, 1-drop Stitch, 1 mana 2/2. Decent body, just another thing to play. And then I'm playing 4 copies of LeFou. Occasionally I put him on board, but the entire purpose of this LeFou is to ink. We are a little jumped up because we have 12 cards in the deck that can't be inked, so it can get to difficult plays. You can't ink Hades because he doesn't have the ink symbol, but the LeFou just works as just an extra dedicated mana resource, so you always have access to some. We're playing 2 songs, and we're just playing 4 copies of Friends on the Other Side and 4 copies of Be Our Guest. Both of these cards are used to dig. Be Our Guest just lets you look at the top 4, reveal a character, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom. And because it's a 2, Yzma, Facilier, Maleficent, and Jafar, and Hades can all sing it, so you don't have to spend mana on it. And then Friends on the Other Side is a little bit harder. Maleficent, Jafar, and Hades can sing Friends on the Other Side, but it's just a static draw 2. But this just allows us to dig, because we want to find this Hades. That's the goal. Find that Hades, win the game. And we're playing a little item package in here that I personally love. I was playing this Dinglehopper in a deck with steel, and this card is pretty damn good. It's a 1-drop that lets you tap to remove a damage just to have this healing resource every turn. The only thing on its level is coconuts and blue, but I really like this Dinglehopper. Lantern, it's a mana rock. It's the only color that has a mana rock. Blue has a lot of mana ramp. So just to have that extra to play, because sometimes you don't see this Hades and you'll get this Hades, and the faster we can get him on board, we can still win. You don't have to shift it onto the old Hades, which is really good. And then our last card, this is kind of like a filler spot, really. This could be anything. The fact that it can be inked is very good. White Rabbit's Pocket Watch is 1 and tap it, and you can choose a character and it gains rush until end of turn, which is haste. So you can attack and you can quest with them as soon as they hit the board, which is really important if you hard drop this Hades. Hopefully you have 1 extra mana open, but you'll be able to go in really fast. It works really well with this Jafar just to get that extra damage in. Notably, this Lanterns can only be played to play characters. You can't pay the ink to play any of your items or your songs, so we're a little low on those. We'll have some gameplay videos coming up soon. I've got a big group here that comes in regularly, and we just have been practicing Lorcana, getting ready for it to release. But this deck was cool, and I wanted to show it off because I really haven't seen it on any of the other Lorcana channels. So just wanted to share it with you guys. If you're in Tucson and you want to get down on some Lorcana, we've got a good number of these playtest cards ready to play, so you can learn the game and get ready for it. But that's it for today. Until next time, guys, take it easy.